Welcome back to the fourth session of the interesting topic we were discussing in our last class, my dear children. This is Srinivas Patnaik, Assistant Teacher, Government High School, Bisamkatak, Raigada District. You're all fine, my dear children, isn't it? Yes. So today is time to talk about the most important topic written by Dr. Rajesh Verma. Do you remember the title of the topic, children? Yes, it is Festivals of Northeast India. Now we have so far covered up to paragraph 11 out of 16 paragraphs, isn't it? Okay, now it's time to carry on to the rest part of the topic. Now today, let's try to understand the remaining part of the topic, the beautiful topic, the very interesting topic, which enables us to know about our country, the people of different parts of our country, their festivals, their customs, their traditions, and so on. So it must be very interesting on your part and on the part of any Indian, isn't it? Okay. Now let's try to understand. And before that, let's try to remember all that we have already learned in this topic. Do you remember, children? I suppose you did it perfectly, isn't it? Still, let us recall, let us recapitulate what went on in the last 3 classes we were in. Now, here we start. As I have already told you, there are so many sense group paragraphs, and in some sense group paragraphs, more than one paragraph has been added, isn't it? So, you can see on the screen, the sense group 1 consists of para 1 and 2. Now, in para 1, Dr. Rajesh Verma, the writer of the topic, threw light on Northeast India. Now, easternmost regions of our country, and there are 8 states, as you remember: AA, Triple M, NST. So 8 states. Out of them, excepting Sikkim, all the other 7 states are regarded as land of 7 sisters. We read about them. Do you remember? AA, isn't it? Triple M, NT. So these are the 7 sisters. These are together regarded as the land of 7 sisters. And what about the S or Sikkim? Sikkim takes the role of a little brother. So that was all about paragraph 1 of sense group paragraph 1. Again, in the same sense group paragraph, another paragraph was included, that's paragraph number 2. And in paragraph 2, we discussed about the cultural diversity of the northeastern regions of our country, northeastern states of our country, isn't it? And we also understood why and how they celebrate festivals, different kinds of festivals, because the title speaks festivals of Northeast India. Now, the reason behind celebrating festivals was discussed there, and we came to know that most of their festivals were based on agriculture. Agriculture was the main basis, the prime basis of observing different kinds of festivals in most cases. And we also were also told in that paragraph that music and dance music and dance were the two prominent aspects or features of their celebrations. While celebrating festival, they gave importance to two things. One is music and the other one is dance. Okay. So this was Sanskrit paragraph number 1, in which two paragraphs were there, paragraph number 1 and paragraph number 2. And in the second SGP, we took para 3. Only one paragraph, paragraph number 3. And in that paragraph, we discussed about the Assamese Bihu festivals, the Bihu festivals of Assam, the Bihus. They are of 3 types. Mainly they are of 3 types: Rongali Bihu, Kongali Bihu and Bhogali Bihu. Now we knew how, why, for what purpose, when they observed Rongali Bihu, Kongali Bihu and Bhogali Bihu. It was clear perhaps. Now, as we could come across them, we knew that all those Bihu festivals are based on agriculture and they gave importance to music and dance in each of the Bihus. Okay. In the next paragraph, that is paragraph number 4 and Sanskrit paragraph number 3, we discussed about the Bihu dance. The Bihu dance. Bihu is the name of a festival and also the name of a dance. The dance performed by the Assamese people. Now, we could know about the musical instruments they used in the Bihu dance. Okay. Now, how they danced, what was the dancing pattern? So, hand movement was there, brisk steps were there, and their dress, the attire, their dress, their costume, and the melodious songs they sang while enjoying or celebrating the Bihu dance. Okay. So in the first segment, in the first session, we talked about SGP 1, 2, 3, paragraph 1 to 4. Now let's see what we did next in our second part. We talked about Arunachal Pradesh in paragraph 5, the attractive locations, beauty prevalent anywhere and everywhere in Arunachal Pradesh, and the sense of beauty that reflected in their celebrations in the people of Arunachal Pradesh. In the next paragraph, that is paragraph 6, we just discussed about, we came to understand about the festivals of Arunachal Pradesh. 3 major festivals we discussed. Do you remember them? Loshar, Mopin and Zero. Loshar is the New Year festival of the people of Arunachal Pradesh. Mopin is the harvest festival. Okay. Then Zero, the music festival. So these 3 festivals were discussed in paragraph 6. So 5 and 6 together constitute the Sanskrit paragraph number 4. Okay. Now in the next session, we talked about SGP 5, Sanskrit paragraph number 5 in paragraph 7. And here we discussed about the festivals of Manipur. Do you remember the 2 prominent festivals, 2 major festivals of Manipur were discussed in that paragraph? One was Ningal Chakoba, or the reunion festival, and the other one was Cheraba, the New Year festival the people of Manipur observe. How they observe, when they observe, and for what purpose they observe. All these things were discussed in paragraph 7. Now, later on, we discussed about the Mizo festivals in Sanskrit paragraph number 6 and paragraph number 8. Now, what is the prominent festival of Mizoram? Chapcharkut. Chapcharkut, that's a spring festival, and in that spring festival, men and women of all ages participate. Okay, and they organize folk dances and traditional songs. This we could understand about Mizoram. In the next paragraph, that is paragraph number 9 and Sanskrit paragraph number 7, we talked about the Meghalayan festivals. Only one festival was discussed, Wangla. Wangla, festival of Meghalaya. Now that is otherwise known as, Wangla is otherwise known as 100 drum festival. 100 drum festival because 100 drums are beaten together. So it's a grand ceremony, isn't it? Now they dance in two parallel lines, one of men and one of women, while the men beat the drums, the women dance to the tunes of drums. So that grand celebration was also discussed in paragraph 9, Sanskrit paragraph 7. And in the next paragraph, in our last class, we threw some light, tried to understand about Tripura festival, the festival of Tripura, that is Karachi Puja or Kharchi Puja. And as you know, people went to Puran Haveli or Old Agartala. In July, they go to Puran Haveli or Old Agartala, where there is a temple of 14 gods as instructed by Lord Shiva. And they worship there and enjoy. In the next paragraph, that is paragraph number 11, we could understand that the people of Tripura participate collectively, samuhika bhavari. They all join. You see, it's compulsory for one and all of Tripura to join. So they join wholeheartedly, they join and participate in Tripura in almost all their festivals. Okay, so now let us try to understand the festival observed in another beautiful northeastern state of our country, Nagaland. Now in paragraph 12, 13, 14, you can find the festivals of Nagaland, and let us try to understand them. I am reading out these 3 paragraphs at a time, and listen to me, try to understand. Okay, children? Okay, paragraph 12. Nagaland consists of a different groups of people who are unique in their customs and traditions that they celebrate. Songs and dances form the soul of these festivals. Celebration of these festivals is an effective means of preserving and passing down their oral history. Now comes paragraph 13. A major Naga festival is Moashu, celebrated mainly in the villages after the sowing season. Dressed in colorful cloths and headgear decorated with feathers and wild boar tusks, the people in villages dance to the traditional music. Here is paragraph 14. One of India's most colorful and charming festival is Nagaland's Hornbill Festival. Named after the state's most admired bird, the event showcases the cultural heritage of 16 tribes there. It is a 10-day-long cultural dance and sporting events held in December every year. Men clad in full warrior costumes show off their hunting and warring skills. Now children, I suppose you could understand. As usual, you might have come across some words that are new to you, that may be new to you. Now let us try to understand each of them. Okay. Now unique means unlike anything else, special, a very special thing, unlike anything else. Swatantra. Okay. Form the soul means be the important part. Be the important part. Now preserve. What do you understand by preserve? Preserve means maintain in its original condition. maintain in its original condition. संरक्षण करिबा, संरक्षण करिबा. Okay. Oral means spoken, that which is not written, spoken, कथित बा वाचनिक. Admired is to look at with wonder, आश्चर्यजनक, प्रशंसित. We praise a thing with a sense of respect, प्रशंसित. Headgear, we have already discussed headgear. In the image you can find an image on the screen, isn't it? Now you can find the people here are wearing headgear. The thing put on head for specific purpose, for a religious purpose, they are wearing these headgears. ताको आमे ओडिया रे मस्तकाभरण बोली कहो. Okay. Next, tusk. Tusk means long pointed tooth. जेमती हाथीर आग दांत थिवो सेमती बाह्य दांत. Tusk. Look at the image. You can find a wild boar बारहा जहाको आमे कहू, से बारहार आग दांत देखो. Look at the tusks, and that is called tusk. So barha or the wild boar is an Eurasian wild pig. आमे ताको अन्य भाषा रे बण घुसुरी बोली मध्य कहू. It's a wild pig, बणुआ घुसुरी. Now hornbill, look at the image on top right corner of the screen. It's a beautiful bird, a very, very beautiful bird. That's why the people of Nagaland admire this bird. A beautiful tropical bird, ग्रीष्म मंडलीय पक्षी टे, अति सुंदर पक्षी. Now showcase means display, प्रदर्शन करिबा. Showcase. Now warrior means a fighter, योद्धा, युद्ध रे जे भाग नियंती, योद्धा. Now fighter dress, you can see warrior costumes. That's why I have given you the image to see warrior costumes. People are wearing warrior costumes, युद्ध वस्त्र, युद्ध पोशाक जहाको आमे कहू. Now warring skills means युद्ध कौशल. युद्ध रे विभिन्न प्रकार कौशल अवलंबन करंती समस्त योद्धा माने, and that is called warring skills. So I suppose you could understand all the words in the three paragraphs, in all the three paragraphs. Now let us try to explain, let us try to understand paragraph one by one. First, paragraph number 12. Let us see. What is this paragraph about? It is about Nagaland, the state of Nagaland. Now here the main points to remember are, Nagaland consists of different groups of people. There are different groups of people. Various groups of people are there in Nagaland. They are unique in their customs and traditions. The people of Nagaland are unique, swatantra, unique in their customs and traditions. Different people belonging to different tribes have unique customs and traditions. Songs and dances being the main aspect of their festivals. Now, just like any other northeastern states, here the people of Nagaland also regard or emphasize songs and dances in most of their festivals. Songs and dances, the two important aspects of celebrating festivals. Okay. Now another main point here is that people preserve and pass down their oral history. Pass down, हस्तांतर करिबा. They preserve, संरक्षण करिबा, pass down, हस्तांतर करिबा. They preserve and pass down their oral history. They do not have any written history. लिखित इतिहास नाही वाचनिक बा कथित इतिहास अछि सेटाको से पास ऑन करंती पास डाउन करंती हस्तांतर करंती हाउ by celebrating festivals. They continuously celebrate festivals, and by the way, the oral history is passed down from one generation to another generation. Generation ru generation ba pidhi ru ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପିଢି ପୁରୁଷ ରୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପୁରୁଷ କୁ ସେମାନେ ହସ୍ତାନ୍ତର କରନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ବାଚନିକ ବା କଥିତ ଇତିହାସକୁ. This is all about paragraph 12. Let's see the main points of paragraph 13, the next paragraph. What is the paragraph 13 about? Paragraph 13 is about Moashu festival of Nagaland. Moashu festival. They have a very interesting festival. So many festivals are there, and one of the most interesting festival is Moashu. Moashu festival of Nagaland is discussed in this paragraph, paragraph number 13. Now, here, a week-long festival. It's a week-long, Saptaha Vyapi, a week-long festival of the Ao tribe in Nagaland. As we have already been told, there are so many tribes in Nagaland. Now, Ao tribe is one among those tribes. Now, the people of Ao tribe celebrate this Moashu festival for a week, for 7 days. Now it is observed after their sowing season. Now people wear colorful cloths, headgears with feathers, and wild boar tusks. So people wear colorful cloths. You see, look at the images, Moashu festival. The cloths are colorful, and they also wear headgears. You can find headgears on each of their heads, isn't it? So on their heads you can find headgears, and those headgears are decorated with feathers. Now, poro, feathers, and wild boar tusks. The tusks of boar, wild boar, ଗଣଘୋଷରୀର ଅଗ୍ର ଦନ୍ତ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଦ୍ୱାରା ସଜ୍ଜିତ ଏବଂ ହର୍ନବିଲ୍ ପକ୍ଷୀର ପରରେ ସଜ୍ଜିତ ଯେଉଁ ମସ୍ତକାଭରଣ କୁ ସେମାନେ ପରିଧାନ କରନ୍ତି. They dance to the traditional music. They have got their unique music, traditional music, ପାରମ୍ପରିକ ସଙ୍ଗୀତ, ତା ତାଳେ ତାଳେ ସେମାନେ ନୃତ୍ୟ କରନ୍ତି. They dance to the traditional music. I suppose you could have an idea of paragraph 13. Now next, let's see what Dr. Rajesh Verma has to say in paragraph 14. What is paragraph 14 about? The Hornbill Festival of Nagaland. That's the main theme. And let us try to understand the supporting themes, supporting ideas. Now, the Hornbill Festival of Nagaland is one of India's most colorful festivals. There are so many colorful festivals, just as Holi, Diwali. These are all colorful festivals. Similarly, this Hornbill Festival is one of India's most colorful festivals. Now, this festival is named after Nagaland's most admired bird. Earlier you have seen the beautiful picture of a hornbill. Now, that hornbill is the most admired bird of Nagaland. They praise that bird with a sense of respect. Now, they have named this festival. They have gave the name this festival, the Hornbill Festival, after its name. Now, this festival displays the cultural heritage of 16 tribes in Nagaland. 16 tribes. There are so many tribes in Nagaland, and 16 of them participate in the Hornbill Festival every year. Okay. Now, a 10-day long cultural dance and sporting event in December. This Hornbill Festival is a 10-day long celebration event. 10-day long. It is celebrated for 10 long days. And dance and sporting events are exhibited, prodorshito hue, are exhibited in this Hornbill Festival. Men exhibit their hunting and warring skills wearing warrior costumes. Look at the images. They are all in the warrior costumes. People are in the warrior costumes. They exhibit, they show, dekhanti, pradarshana karanti. They exhibit their hunting and warring skills, their abilities, saririko samarthya. Men, not women, men. They exhibit their warrior juddha kaushala and hunting skills ebong shikar karibar dakhyata. Warring skills and hunting skills. Wearing warrior costumes. युद्ध पोशाक परिधान करी सेमाने एटाको अति उत्सव मुखर सहकारे पालन करन्ति. I think you could have an idea of paragraph 12, 13 and 14 that constitutes a sense group paragraph. Now let us see how far you could understand these three paragraphs about Nagaland and the prominent festivals of Nagaland. Now I am putting question after question and try to guess the answer. Do the answer yourselves before it appears on the screen. I suppose if you would understand all these three paragraphs, you will be able enough to answer all the questions correctly. Now let us have a check how far we could comprehend, how far we could understand. Question number 1. Which activities form the soul of Naga festivals? Answer is songs and dances. What do the people of Nagaland preserve and pass down through celebrations of festivals? You know it perhaps. Their oral history. Now question number 3. Which major Naga festival is celebrated mainly in the villages? Mainly in the villages. Which Naga festival? That is Maushu. Maushu. Now question 4. When is Maushu celebrated? Maushu is celebrated after the sowing season. After the sowing season. Now how do the Nagas decorate their headgears? I suppose you understand. How do the Nagas decorate their headgears? With feathers and boar tusks. With feathers and boar tusks. Isn't it? Okay. What is the Hornbill festival named after? The answer is the hornbill or the hornbill bird, the state's most admired bird. Hornbill bird is the most admired bird of Nagaland, isn't it? Now, next question. How many Naga tribes take part in the Hornbill festival? Can you tell me? Yes. 16 tribes. Now, what does the Hornbill festival showpiece? What is the Hornbill festival showpiece? It showpieces the cultural heritage of 16 tribes. The cultural heritage of 16 tribes. Okay, question number 9. For how many days is the Hornbill festival celebrated? It is celebrated for 10 days. Yes, 10 days. Now, when is the Hornbill festival held? The Hornbill festival is held in December every year. Okay. How are the men dressed in the Hornbill festival? In full warrior costume. In full warrior costumes. Now, what do the Naga men display in Hornbill festival? Their hunting and warring skills. They are hunting and warring skills. Okay, I suppose all your answers were correct, isn't it? Yes, let's try to go to another aspect, uh, how to use prepositions. Now look at the screen. I have given 6 sentences. I am reading them out. Try to understand. We live in Odisha. We usually go to school at 10 a.m. Mridula was walking along the road. Mittu poured the tea into the glass. The cat is under the table. Madhu sat in front of me. You can find some words in bold letters are underlined. In, at, along, into, under, in front of me. Now those underlined words are called prepositions. They are called prepositions. You must be knowing about them. In class 9 you read about them. So what is a preposition? Preposition is a word or phrase used before a noun or a pronoun to show time, place, direction or location, spatial relation, etc. Now let us try to, on the basis of that knowledge, let us try to use the appropriate correct prepositions in correct places. Okay. Now I have given a paragraph of your lesson as an example. I have given some choices of prepositions. You have to just make use of the correct place the correct preposition in the correct place. Now read it carefully, and I am reading out the answers and match your answers with the answers on the screen. A major Naga festival is Maushu, celebrated mainly in the villages after the sowing season. Okay, dressed in colorful cloths and headgear decorated with feathers and wild boar tusks, the people in villages dance to the traditional music. I suppose your answers were also all correct. Okay, children, we have still to go in our next class. In this class, we could understand the festivals of Nagaland, and we also understood how to use prepositions correctly in correct places. Okay, with that, I hope we will meet in the next class in good health. Be busy with your studies because this is very important, and take care of your health as well.